Coming up on Primetime, Guam's governor holds a press conference providing the latest and offering reassurance that the infection rate remains under control. Plus, we've got the very latest in the case against former police officer Mark Torrey Jr. And in its first meeting since the COVID-19 shutdown, the Cannabis Control Board discusses farming provisions.
Hafaday and good evening, everyone. We begin with the latest COVID-19 data. Public Health tested 112 individuals yesterday with conclusive results. 4 tested positive and 108 tested negative. All 4 cases reported household contact to confirmed cases and were identified through contact tracing. According to the Joint Information Center, to date, there have been a total of 307 confirmed cases of COVID-19 with 5 deaths, 202 released from isolation, 100 active cases, and 4 hospitalized. Of those cases, 261 are classified as civilians and 46 are military service members. Meanwhile, hundreds of residents turned out today at the Estumbo Gym in Dededo for another round of free drive-through testing by Public Health. And while there may be rising concern over the continuing number of positive COVID cases, the governor says don't be alarmed. It's to be expected because of an increase in testing. She held a press conference today to provide an update on the latest data and perhaps some reassurance that the infection rate remains under control.
We have tested over 16,000 specimens, which translates to about a 9.2% of our population. Based on this data, we have a 1.6% case fatality rate and overall positivity rate of 1.9%. Despite this increase in positive cases, our hospitalization rate has remained stable, with cases needing hospitalization ranging from 0 to 3.
What that means, says the governor, is that the measures in place to contain COVID-19 are working, and she urged residents to continue with the social distancing protocols. Meanwhile, Leon Guerrero says she's not yet ready to reopen the tourism industry. There was a plan to waive quarantine for target markets on July 1st, but that was aborted after a spike in cases a week before.
We are in close communication with the tourist industry. They're doing some surveys in their market countries, and we are in constant communication and discussions about it. I want to make sure that when the decision is made that, again, we balance both the protection of our community and ability for our economy to move on.
The governor says while she does feel a sense of urgency to restart tourism, there's no target date yet to reopen. In a stunning move that also impacts Guam, the Marianas, and other Pacific Islands, President Trump announced that he is removing the U.S. from what many consider one of the most important international health agencies. Tomas Manglonia has more.
This morning, President Trump moving to pull the U.S. out of the World Health Organization amid the COVID-19 pandemic.
Will be significant for us. So,
the CNMI Hospital's Chief Executive Officer Esther Munoz says the ripple effect washes over the Marianas.
It's that's sad news for us here because especially because of the closeness of the proximity of assistance. When there's a need for help, we pick up the phone with WHO. They come here within how many hours. It's very quick because they know how critical response is, and they were here.
Munya, who is also the president of the Pacific Islands Health Officers Association, says that it was just last year that Micronesia got a direct seat at the Western Pacific Region Office's national meeting. The WHO also instrumental in increasing access to supplies for the COVID-19 response.
Through their collaboration, that allowed us to get more testing kits and supplies for us to do here.
Lieutenant Governor Arnold Palacios echoes the concern.
This is going to have to figure out where to fill in the gaps if this thing just goes through next year and it doesn't get rescinded. But we're where we're at now, and we need to take a look at what the implications are.
Tomas Manglonia for KUAM News on Saipan.
Meanwhile, the Governor Leon Guerrero echoes their growing concerns over President Trump's announcement of America's withdrawal from the World Health Organization.
would have on Guam is that we would then be removed from any kind of guidance, advice, resources from the World Health Organization that has been very instrumental in our ability to address the COVID-19.
Dr. Felix Cabrera says COVID testing
overall. So hopefully that this doesn't have a real meaningful impact on not just our response but the whole country's response, and that's why you actually have a voice in this in November, and hopefully that the people stateside can voice that.
Dr. Felix Cabrera says COVID testing pathways for Guam were possible in part because of the access that the WHO provided. The withdrawal would officially take place July 6, 2021, if not rescinded. After 3 separate calls for an emergency session today to debate a pair of bills to cancel the primary election in whole or in part, it appears it isn't that much of an emergency after all. The legislature recessed after a brief time today, only to reschedule the session for next week. One of the sponsors, Senator Joe San Agustin, explains.
That the Committee on Rules was able to refer the bill to my committee, both bills, and I have communicated to Senator Moylan, the author of Bill 375, and that many of our colleagues here had asked that we pursue the public hearing first. And we've received many calls asking that we do have a public hearing so we can get input from the public. That being said, I have scheduled a public hearing on both bills to be heard on Tuesday, beginning at 9 o'clock. And I asked, notwithstanding the House rules, that we recess until Wednesday.
The session is scheduled for 10 a.m. Wednesday. San Agustin's bill cancels primaries for candidates who are unopposed, while Moylan's cancels the primary altogether. Also on the agenda will be a measure by Senator Kelly Marsh Taitano to allow absentee voting during a state of emergency. Mark Torrey Jr. is asking the Superior Court to lift the stay on his case since the higher court has denied his request to dismiss the amended indictment. Torrey faces negligent homicide and aggravated assault charges for the 2015 fatal shooting of fellow police officer Albert Piolo. In the government's second try of the case, defense counsel Jay Arreola argued Torrey's rights to a speedy trial were violated, although both the Supreme Court and the Superior Court determined otherwise. In court documents, the defense states, quote, the stay should be lifted immediately and the trial should proceed. At the very least, the court must determine the status of the jurors who remain in the pool and the government's and court's position regarding the continued speedy trial of this case. Attorney Arreola is asking for a status conference hearing. A hearing date has yet to be scheduled. An opinion by the Supreme Court issued today in Mark Charfris's case is one step toward him returning back to work at the Guam Police Department. Charfris was arrested on Christmas Eve of 2016 for being seen on police body camera footage yelling at junior officers responding to reports of fireworks. He was charged with misdemeanor of obstructing governmental functions and official misconduct and was demoted from colonel to major and ultimately terminated. In 2018, the lower court dismissed his case with prejudice. GPD appealed the Superior Court's final order of and the motion that denied the reconsideration of the order. Today's opinion by the higher court sides with the Civil Service Commission and Charfris in GPD's appeal, concluding the Superior Court did not err, and should Charfris be reinstated, he is to be promoted. The Cannabis Control Board met today for the first time since the COVID-19 shutdown with discussion focused on farming provisions. Agriculture Representative and Deputy Director Adrian Cruz says they want to set high standards for growing marijuana here.
Basically, the one thing I want people to take away is the only thing that we're going to be allowing is natural fertilizers and pesticides. We're just trying to minimize the effect that it's going to have. And we're just trying to help the community out by ensuring that the product that they have is going to be clean and as naturally derived as possible. And at the end of the day, I think it's just going to strengthen our product as a whole here on Guam and strengthen our position in the world as a place where you can get a safe, clean, naturally derived product.
He says the Cannabis Board hopes to wrap up discussion by the end of the month, but it still has one last section to get through, the public health regulations, which he says is the largest and most complicated one. After that, they will conduct public hearings and give ample opportunity for the public to comment. Then they'll make their submission to the legislature for approval. The Department of Education has closed down the Estumbo Elementary School grab-and-go meal program site since Monday after an employee tested positive through contract tracing for COVID-19. According to Superintendent John Fernandez, in working with the Department of Public Health, all 63 individuals operating the site have been tested. He says they have not received the test results yet, but the Dedo operation remains closed until further notice.
We do know that they've been tested, and my understanding is voluntary quarantine for 14 days. So they're not allowed to report to work or to the site, or to, if there are some workers from other schools, they can't report back to work at all until after July 16th, which is the last day of quarantine.
So does that mean the site will be closed down until then?
Absolutely. We're going to close down the site, just do our cleaning and disinfecting to make sure we're good to go.
The 11 remaining grab-and-go school meal program sites are open from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come the end of the summer school term, which is July 31st, the meal program will conclude altogether. To date, the department has served nearly 2 million breakfast and lunch meals on a daily basis since March 23rd. In other education news, Superintendent Fernandez was served last week and is now the defendant in a federal lawsuit. The 5 plaintiffs are persons with disabilities who are bringing the action against Fernandez for failing to provide necessary educational services through the Individual Education Program, or IEP. Fernandez declined to provide any details on the litigation, but tells KUAM his initial response.
We're as frustrated as the parents are as well with regard to being able to open or not open our schools. I mean, we would love things to be back to normal. Unfortunately, they're not. We still operate under an executive order and under a pandemic condition of readiness 2, which does not allow us to open yet, and we don't have approval from public health or the governor's office regarding the plan we submitted to try to reopen schools. So we, again, frustrating for us, and we certainly understand, especially our parents of our most vulnerable students.
The plaintiffs are seeking declaratory and injunctive relief and the development of an in-person extended school year IEP service of 4 hours a day for 4 weeks with a specialized para-educator. Vice Speaker Talina Nelson held a hearing with GDOE that further addressed the need to enhance special education programs for students with autism spectrum disorder.
I think the discussion that we had was basically around autism and whether or not applied behavioral analysis, which is a particular kind of therapy, whether that should be among the services offered to students or required of students. And that was really the gist of that discussion. So I took it in a positive way, that it's something that's developing, that we need to have more education and awareness on. Mm-hmm. And again, if our individualized education plans require that type of therapy, then we need to do our best to figure out how we can address that requirement.
Fernandez says they have identified about 241 students with autism. We'll be back with more news right after this break.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Social distancing may be the new norm, but connection will always be our tradition. Through good times and tough times, we remain connected with you. Masks may be the new fashion, but protection will always be our style. You can always count on us to protect the things that matter the most. Sanitizing may be the new routine, but caring will always be our practice. We care about your loved ones and the things you value the most. And as we welcome our new normal, one thing remains certain: we will always be here for you. We're open and ready to serve you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Gila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
We still hand rotate every barrel. We still hand dip every bottle. We still hand cut every label and use red winter wheat from the same single-family farm. Because just like our distinctive taste, these are the marks of the maker.
In this time of change, there is one thing we can do together. Respond to the 2020 Census of Guam. Every response will help Guam get the resources we need for healthcare, education, emergency services, infrastructure, and so much more. These resources are critical to the growth of our island for the next 10 years and beyond. We cannot do it alone, but together we can make a difference. Let's start now.
Taco Bell's new grilled cheese burrito is filled with nacho cheese sauce and a delicious 3-cheese blend. And even more melty cheese is grilled on top. Introducing Taco Bell's grilled cheese burrito box. Order ahead and pick yours up at our contactless drive-thru.
My child, Ekungo, listen. The winds are singing. The ocean is roaring. And the trees are dancing. Our island is moving once again. In Afamolik, our unity has carried us through the stillness of today. And now, the spirit of Hafaday is yearning for our friends to come home.
Nana, is it time to bring all our friends back now?
Hungen, yes. It's time for the world to give us a moment together.
There is a U in this election, and it stands for Underwood and unity. I've been president of the university, a former member of Congress. I've been asked if I'm running to get my old job back or running for public office. It's neither one. I'm running for public service. I'm running to restore the dignity and trust in our one voice in Washington, D.C. I'm running to transform the Washington office to meet 21st century conditions. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. There, we're official. I'm running to be of service to the needs of Guam's families as enormous changes will be made to our economy and healthcare. This is the time for unity. This campaign begins today. Are you ready? I'm ready. I am. Mary, please. I'm Robert Underwood, and I approve this message.
KUAM News, winner of the 2020 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Social Media.
Welcome back. In district court, Veronica Untalan was sentenced to 3 years supervised release for her part in a 2018 drug scheme. She was arrested along with her older sister, Maria Untalan, for conspiracy, attempted possession, and distribution of 50 grams of methamphetamine. Earlier this year, she pled guilty to 1 count of distribution of less than a gram. Veronica stated in court today that she was unaware of the scope of the crime and had minor involvement in it. During her sentencing hearing, a police DEA task force officer testified that she had no decision-making authority and did not influence the decision-making authority. Veronica accepted responsibility and apologized to the court. In total, she spent 37 days in custody. MMA fighter Ricky Camp appeared in court today for his local drug case, with Judge Anita Sokola saying, quote, "I understand there may be evidence that is federally connected." Camp was arrested in November of last year for allegedly bringing in approximately 5 pounds of meth through the mail. He has not been indicted on any federal drug charges. Judge Sokola scheduled a continued criminal trial setting hearing for the end of August after defense counsel Clyde Lemons told the court they are waiting for more evidence. The government also informed the defense that, quote, "there is quite a bit of outstanding discovery." A man accused of sexually assaulting a neighbor last year may be released from custody on his personal recognizance. Brandon Manuk was jailed in August for criminal sexual conduct and home invasion charges as first-degree felonies. In Judge Anita Sokola's courtroom Tuesday morning, the government offered him a plea agreement of 6 months prison time, which he's already completed. Judge Sokola asked the parties to formalize the agreement and file it with the court. A continued bail motion hearing is set for July 28th. In the CNMI, 2 top tourist administration officials weigh in on the recent establishment of a House Special Committee on Fiscal Review of Executive Expenditure. Tomas Manglona reports.
At a press briefing this morning, CNMI Lieutenant Governor Arnold Palacios commenting on the establishment of a House Special Committee on Fiscal Review of Executive Expenditures this week.
Today, I hope that we're fair and reasonable to each other, at least to the governor too. The committee also needs to take a look at whatever it needs to take a look at. I believe it needs to take a look at.
The governor's press secretary, Kevin Bautista, told KUAM yesterday that they've been transparent.
We know public funds are something that needs to be properly accounted for. And the Department of Finance has done everything it can to show those documents and work with the legislature.
Those public records of spending dating back to 2014. Secretary of Finance David Atalik says he has no comment on actions prior to his first day on the job in April last year.
Should the oversight happen regarding the governor's expense, I'm happy to represent the finance department, and should there be some expenses that shouldn't have been approved or didn't follow some procedures, I'm willing to make those changes to ensure that don't be repeated.
Tomas Manglona for KUAM News on Saipan.
The CNMI Judiciary had its day at the legislature for FY 2021 budget hearings. Court officials described the $4.36 million allocation proposal by the governor amid the pandemic and prior disasters as a bone marrow operation. Chief Justice Alexandro Castro.
The judiciary never had, ever since I came on board, I never had the needed funds to really run a first-class judiciary.
Castro said they hope to keep the doors of justice open as court cases are on the rise. They also requested that provisions include 100% reprogramming authority and that the allocation be made on a quarterly basis instead of monthly. Coming up, we continue to celebrate the graduates of 2020. You're watching KUAM.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live más.
For all those going out each day, doing what they can to hold us all together, we're here to help those helping us all by keeping our lights on.
We are open to serve you at Cars Plus Guam. Need a quick service for your vehicle? Visit our express lane at Cars Plus. Done fast, done right. No appointment needed. Our service team is dedicated to helping you get your vehicle in and out of the shop and back on the road quickly and securely. Simply drop off your vehicle at our express lane driveway, and one of our service advisors will take care of it. Need a ride? Not to worry. We have a shuttle vehicle ready to drop you back home and pick you up when your vehicle is ready. Open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit us today. We are open to serve you.
King's welcomes you back with our King's Time value menus, full of great deals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We hope to see your family soon at King's.
For the Love of Burgers is back with 6 of our most popular burgers, each for just $9.99 for a limited time at Ruby Tuesday Guam.
Take the party home with our new Get It To Go menu. Combo specials and kids meals, pizza, wings, and more. Now available for carryout at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam. MTO Maintenance will now completely sanitize your home, office, or business with state-of-the-art commercial sprayers. For over 30 years, MTO Maintenance has been committed to the health and safety of our customers. And now, more than ever, a clean home, office, carpets, and furniture is a necessity to our island. Give us a call today. Stay healthy and stay safe, Guam.
Call 647-6861 for an appointment.
Welcome back. We continue to show our support to the entire class of 2020 in a special user-generated segment with submissions from their loved ones.
Head of the Class 2020 is brought to you by Guam Community College and ABC Stores. Today, let's start with Jamia Marissa Munoz Aguero from Southern High School. Congratulations, my princess. Your hard work, determination, and willingness to aim high have brought you to another milestone in your life. You always make me so proud. I love you with all my heart. Mom, Uncle Joey, Jovan, and the family. Gloria M.G. Cruz, graduating from George Washington High School. Congratulations to our girl. We are so proud of you. Keep reaching for the stars. We love you. From your family. Ava Cruz, graduating from Teadsden High School. Congratulations, Ava. We love you and are so proud of you. Love, Dad, Mom, Koa, Ian, and family. Jemiah Munoz from JFK, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you will land amongst the stars. We love you so much. Congratulations from your Munoz and Guerrero families. Mia Kai Uggan, graduating from St. Anthony Catholic School 8th grade and moving on up to high school. Congratulations. Catherine Layla Titano Arroyo, graduating from St. Paul Christian School. Congratulations, Catherine. Prayers and blessings on your graduation, and we're sure this will only be the first of many proud and successful moments for you. We love you, Mom, Dad, and Joshi. And last but not least, Anna Lynn Michael from JFK High School. Congratulations. We are so proud of you. Kinisun Chapur Ren Om Achocho. And that's your Head of the Class 2020 for today, brought to you as always by Guam Community College and ABC Stores.
You can watch submissions every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on KUAM News. Coming up, your birthday shout-outs. Don't go away.
Taco Bell's new grilled cheese burrito is filled with nacho cheese sauce and a delicious 3-cheese blend. And even more melty cheese is grilled on top. Introducing Taco Bell's grilled cheese burrito box. Order ahead and pick yours up at our contactless drive-thru.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
We are open to serve you at Cars Plus Guam. Need a quick service for your vehicle? Visit our express lane at Cars Plus. Done fast, done right. No appointment needed. Our service team is dedicated to helping you get your vehicle in and out of the shop and back on the road quickly and securely. Simply drop off your vehicle at our express lane driveway, and one of our service advisors will take care of it. Need a ride? Not to worry. We have a shuttle vehicle ready to drop you back home and pick you up when your vehicle is ready. Open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit us today. We are open to serve you.
And before we close out the news, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
It's your midweek edition of the KUAM Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club, so happy birthday, a long one. Going out to Malia Flores, who celebrates birthday number 4 today, to our Princess Malia. May you enjoy your special day coming from your mom, dad, Kainoa, Kiyoki, and your entire family. Happy 4th, Malia. Also, happy birthday to Richard Rolinski, aka Luta Tuta. Happy birthday from your families, Bobby, Paul, CC Bibi, and Cry Jing Jing. Very nice. Also, happy birthday number 10 to Jeremiah David, nicknamed Zage. Happy wonderful birthday to Jeremiah. May you be blessed throughout your life with love from Uncle Lito Boy and your entire family. And Colin Sotomil gets a belated birthday wish. Colin was born on July the 5th. Happy birthday, Colin. May all your dreams and wishes come true with extra love from your family. And you know what? That includes each and every one of us on Guam, because we're not just neighbors here. We're all members of the same family. So to each and every one of you, happy birthday, smile today, and have a fantastic day.
And you too can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. That's our report for tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please be safe.
In Full Zoom is presented to you by Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
Top of the day, everyone. Nestor Licanto here. Welcome to another edition of In Full Zoom. And it's really a great